Did you know that the wrong shoes send a senior to the emergency room every 18 minutes in America? That's 29,000 preventable hospitalizations every single year, and the number one cause isn't what you'd expect. It's not icy sidewalks or cluttered homes. It's the innocent-looking shoes sitting in closets right now. Meet Margaret, a 69-year-old grandmother who went from dancing at her granddaughter's wedding to being afraid to walk to her own mailbox. Her downfall, a pair of sensible flats she'd worn for years. One devastating fall changed everything, but Margaret's comeback story will shock you. By the end of this video, you'll discover how she went from using a walker to leading her neighbourhood walking group, all by avoiding the 8 shoe traps that 87% of seniors unknowingly fall into every day. Welcome to Healthwise, where we decode the science of aging gracefully. Today's revelation could save your independence, your confidence, and possibly your life. The shoes that seemed perfectly fine last year could be setting you up for disaster today. Here's why. Your feet are changing in ways no one talks about, and your footwear needs have shifted dramatically without you realizing it. As you age, 3 invisible transformations occur that make yesterday's comfortable shoes tomorrow's hazards. First, the natural cushioning in your feet, that fatty padding under your heels and balls of your feet, literally disappears. By age 70, you've lost up to 50% of this protection, leaving your bones one thin layer away from concrete and tile. Second, your proprioception, your body's internal GPS that tells you where you are in space, deteriorates by up to 40% after age 60. This means your brain gets fuzzy signals about your balance and foot position. Third, your ligaments and tendons stretch and weaken, causing your feet to actually change shape and size throughout your later years. Margaret discovered this the hard way. Margaret, VO. I kept buying size 7 shoes because that's what I'd always worn, she explained. Margaret, VO. I had no idea my feet had grown to an 8 wide. Every step was a struggle. My body was trying to tell me, but I wasn't listening. Today, I'll expose the 8 deadly footwear mistakes stealing mobility from millions of seniors, plus reveal the 3 evidence-based solutions that podiatrists use for their own parents but rarely share publicly. These strategies transform Margaret's life, and they could revolutionize yours too. If this information could help someone you care about, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And if you're getting value already, a quick like helps other seniors find this crucial content. Let's dive into the first deadly mistake that's probably hiding in your closet right now. Deadly mistake. Number 1. The sensible heel trap. Even low heels are mobility destroyers in disguise. Any heel higher than 1 inch fundamentally alters your body's alignment, shifting 60% of your weight onto the balls of your feet. For younger people, this might cause minor discomfort. For seniors with thinning foot padding, it's like walking on broken glass. Margaret's sister Patricia learned this at 71 when her beloved 1.5-inch walking heels triggered severe arthritis flares. Patricia, VO. The doctor said decades of wearing even small heels had shortened my Achilles tendons, Patricia revealed. Patricia, VO. When I finally went flat, my calves cramped for months while they readjusted. The hidden danger? Past heel wearing creates permanent structural changes that increase fall risk even after you switch to flats. Shortened tendons reduce ankle flexibility, compromising your ability to recover from stumbles. One study found that women who wore heels regularly for over 20 years had 23% higher fall rates in their senior years, even when wearing flat shoes. Deadly mistake number 2. The summer slipper syndrome. Flip-flops aren't just casual footwear. They're balance destroyers engineered to make your feet work overtime. With every step, your toes must clench to keep the shoe attached, creating an unnatural walking pattern that travels up through your entire kinetic chain. Dr. Jennifer Walsh, a geriatric podiatrist, explains, Dr. Walsh, VO, When seniors wear flip-flops, I see a 340% increase in ankle sprains and a 180% increase in falls within 30 days. The reason? Your foot never fully contacts the ground in flip-flops, leaving your balance sensors confused and your stability compromised. Margaret learned this during what should have been a peaceful beach vacation. Margaret, VO. I was wearing flip-flops for our evening walks on the boardwalk, she recalled. Margaret, VO. By day 4, my plantar fasciitis was so severe I couldn't bear weight on my left foot. It took physical therapy and 6 months to fully recover. Deadly mistake number 3. The still good sneaker deception. This might be the most dangerous mistake because worn-out athletic shoes look perfectly functional from the outside. The deadly truth? Shoe midsoles lose up to 50% of their shock-absorbing capacity after just 300 to 400 miles of walking, roughly 6 months of daily use for most seniors. Margaret's husband, Robert, epitomised this problem. Robert, voiceover. My sneakers had plenty of tread left, he insisted. Robert, voiceover. They weren't worn out, they just looked a bit old. What he didn't realise was that his mysterious hip pain and morning stiffness stemmed directly from shoes that had lost their supportive structure internally. Here's a test you can do right now. Try to twist your walking shoe from toe to heel. If it bends easily or twists like a washcloth, the internal support has failed, even if the exterior looks perfect. When Robert finally replaced his good sneakers, his hip pain vanished within 2 weeks. Deadly mistake number 4. The slipper risk you never saw coming. Backless house slippers are involved in 42% of home falls among seniors. Why? They completely change how you walk. With each step, your foot must grip the slipper while your leg muscles work overtime to prevent it from falling off. This creates a shuffling gait that reduces your stride length by up to 35% and destabilizes your entire walking pattern. The most dangerous moments happen during transitions, answering the doorbell, getting up from a chair, navigating stairs. Margaret witnessed this firsthand when her neighbour Eleanor fell down her front steps while rushing to retrieve a package, her backless slippers flying off mid-fall. Margaret Eleanor had worn that style for 40 years without incident. Margaret remembered. Margaret, but at 76 her balance wasn't what it used to be. Those slippers that once felt convenient became dangerous. Deadly mistake number 5. The traction trap. Smooth-soled shoes transform your home into a skating rink. Leather soles, worn rubber treads, and even new dress shoes with slick bottoms reduce traction by up to 80% on common household surfaces. Just a few drops of water, a bit of morning condensation, or a smooth floor surface becomes a fall hazard. Margaret's wake-up call came in her own kitchen. Margaret, voice over. I was wearing my leather-soled flats, making morning coffee, she explained. Margaret, voice over. A tiny splash of water hit the floor, maybe a tablespoon, and my foot went out from under me completely. I grabbed the counter so hard I bruised my ribs, but it could have been much worse. The scariest part? Many seniors experience multiple near misses before the fall that changes everything. Each slip is your body warning you about a serious safety issue that needs immediate attention. Deadly mistake number 6, the size denial disaster. Here's a fact that shocks most seniors. Your feet grow throughout your entire life. By age 70, the average person needs shoes that are half a size longer and a full size wider than they wore at 40. Yet most seniors continue buying the same size they've worn for decades, creating a perfect storm for pain, instability, and falls. The danger isn't just discomfort. Tight shoes restrict blood flow, compress nerves, and can trigger or worsen conditions like neuropathy. Margaret learned this preparing for her granddaughter's graduation. Margaret, VO. I forced my feet into my old dress shoes for the ceremony. She winced. Margaret, VO. By the reception, I couldn't feel my toes. The numbness lasted 3 weeks and made walking terrifying. Deadly mistake number 7. The barefoot balance betrayal. Walking barefoot might feel natural, but for seniors, it increases fall risk by 45% compared to wearing proper supportive footwear. Without shoes, your balance mechanisms must work overtime on hard surfaces like tile and hardwood, while impact forces shoot directly through your joints with each step. Margaret discovered this danger through a minor incident that could have been major. Margaret, I stepped on something small in my bathroom. I think it was a hairpin, she explained. Margaret, because I couldn't feel it properly without shoes, I didn't realize it had created a tiny cut. For someone with circulation issues or diabetes, that could have become a serious wound. Deadly mistake number 8, the one-shoe-fits-all fallacy. Using a single pair of shoes for all activities is like using a butter knife for surgery, technically possible but dangerous. Your feet need different support for different movements, lateral stability for gardening, heel cushioning for walking, and grip patterns for various surfaces. Margaret fell into this trap with her expensive walking shoes. Margaret, voiceover, I spent $150 on premium sneakers and figured they should work for everything, she admitted. Margaret, voiceover, but wearing them for gardening destroyed the tread. Using them for errands never felt quite right, and they wore out twice as fast as they should have. Life-changing solution number 1, the professional fitting revolution. Getting properly fitted isn't just about size. It's about understanding your unique foot structure and gait pattern. A true professional fitting includes weight-bearing measurements, never sitting down, width assessments at multiple points, arch height evaluation, and basic gait analysis. Margaret was stunned by her first professional fitting. Margaret, voiceover. The specialist spent 45 minutes with me, she marvelled. Margaret, voiceover. She found that my left foot was actually a half size larger than my right, and my arches had fallen more than I realized. The shoes she recommended felt like they were custom-made. Look for certified podiatrists or specialty comfort shoe stores, not general retailers. Ask about their training in geriatric foot issues, and request a comprehensive fitting that includes gait observation. Life-changing solution. Number 2, the 3-zone footwear system. This approach divides your shoe needs into 3 distinct categories: home safety shoes, daily support shoes, and activity-specific footwear. Each zone serves a specific purpose and requires different features. Zone 1, for home closed-back shoes with non-slip soles and easy-on features without compromising security. Zone 2, for daily use. All-day comfort shoes with proper arch support, cushioning and stability features. Zone 3, for activities, specialized shoes for specific tasks like walking, gardening or formal occasions. Margaret implemented this system on a tight budget. Margaret, VO. I invested most in my daily shoes since I wear them 70% of the time, she explained. Margaret, VO. For the specialty shoes, I found sales and discount options. The total cost was less than one emergency room visit. Life-changing solution number 3, the custom comfort strategy. You don't need $500 custom orthotics to dramatically improve your footwear. Heat-moldable insoles, strategic padding and simple modifications can transform ordinary shoes into therapeutic tools. Margaret discovered semi-custom insoles that cost $35. Margaret, VO. You heat them in your oven, then stand on them to create a foot impression, she explained. Margaret, VO. They provided arch support exactly where I needed it, not just generic cushioning. These options provide 75 to 80% of the benefit of full custom orthotics at a fraction of the cost. Additional modifications include professional shoe stretching for width issues, gel pads for pressure points, and non-slip treatments for existing shoes. Even replacing factory insoles with quality alternatives can reduce impact forces by 35%. 18 months after implementing these solutions, Margaret's transformation is remarkable. Margaret, voiceover. I went from being afraid to walk to my car to leading our neighbourhood walking group, she beamed. Margaret, voiceover. Last month, I hiked 2 miles on a nature trail with my granddaughter, something I never thought I'd do again. Her balance scores improved by 41%. She hasn't had a fall or near miss in over a year, and her foot pain has virtually disappeared. But the emotional impact runs deeper. Margaret, voiceover. I stopped declining invitations because I was afraid of falling, she reflected. Margaret, voiceover. I'm living again, not just existing. Remember, your footwear choices today determine your independence tomorrow. The 8 deadly mistakes we covered: sensible heels, flip-flops, worn sneakers, backless slippers, smooth soles, wrong sizes, barefoot walking, and one shoe fits all thinking are stealing mobility from millions of seniors daily. But you now have the 3 life-changing solutions: professional fitting, the 3-zone system, and custom comfort strategies. These aren't expensive overhauls. They're smart, strategic changes that can transform your mobility and confidence. Which of these shoe mistakes hit closest to home for you? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might be the wake-up call another viewer needs. If this video opened your eyes to hidden dangers in your shoe closet, give it a thumbs up to help other seniors discover these life-changing insights. Don't let another day pass with shoes that compromise your independence. Subscribe to Healthwise for more practical advice that transforms your daily life. Your future self and your family will thank you for taking action today. Your mobility is too precious to leave to chance.